All right, so I put all the emergency roadside cold weather stuff away. I didn't mention earlier, but up under the passenger seat, I keep a Costco jug of water, 3 gallons. So always have bottled water and stuff in there too. So in the desert, you can't have enough water. Urban survival bag. So this is a 511 bag, like the 12 hour, I believe, which I really just kind of do to not put too much stuff in here. I have a tendency to do that. So I have a Benchmade blade on the side. That's one I just had sitting around. Don't really love it too much, but I was like, oh, I'll throw a blade in there. Do the front pocket first. So open it up. Headlamp. Emergency bandage. Tourniquets. These were actually just cheap Amazon ones I got. And I got them originally for training. So that way we had training tourniquets, so we're not using our nice quality ones. Because once you use them once, you're not supposed to use them again. And they actually turned out they worked really, really well. So I just threw them in here because I had a whole bunch of extras. And eventually it'd be nice to have top of the line ones in here, but I already got them all. I got those all stationed all throughout the car. So I was like, okay, if I got a bag, these are the extra ones, and these are kind of for other people. Like my quality ones are for me and my family. These are for other people. And I had them, so why not? Smoke bomb, pen, notebook. I learned a while ago, I was at a seminar and a guy was taking notes using a normal pen and normal paper. It got wet, everything leaked off, so right in the rain, little Sharpie. Tactical gloves, knuckle protectors like these. I have other gloves all throughout the car, but these are like heavier duty ones. Because this, again, shit hits the fan, I'm pulling this bag out. I want a little bit more protection. Just tuck some napkins in here. I'm always pulling those out, blowing your nose, using them for other things, so add some extras tucked in here. Latex gloves, those are in here. Little pack of lithium batteries with a battery holder, so that way all my flashlights and gear that runs off lithiums, I always have extras ready to go. That kind of just fits perfectly in this little slot. I'm going to get it back in half a second. Put it down, put it in later. There you go. On the little keyring hanger, Exotac spark rod and survival matches. If I was going to do it again, I wouldn't do it tactical black, because black, green, any of that stuff, you're out in a survival class, you're using this, you put it down on the ground, you do something, you turn around, hard to find. The bag's already dark. This is going inside of it. I actually wish these were high visibility orange. So from now on, everything I was getting was high visibility orange. I love the Exotac stuff. These spark rods are the best. They just have whatever chemical composition they use. They just burn hotter and longer than others when you're striking it. And then you can just unscrew it, and you could just screw a new one in. And all the pieces are right here in this, and it's just such a great little invention that they made. So that's tucked in there. I used to have some stuff in this pocket. I took it out. I was like, okay, if I need to throw something in here, or a gun or anything, I wanted to keep some space available, so kept that open. I'll tuck stuff back in there later. Front pocket up here. I used to have another light in there, and it just always seemed to get activated. So I took it out, moved it here. This is basically some sunglasses things I have. I'll put those in there too, but then it was this got real tight, so I stopped using it. But real quick with the headlamp. Yep, this is why it's so important to check all your gear. So these, I've just always had issues with these getting bumped on and then dying. So that's why I'm always checking my stuff, because right now that needs new batteries. And last time I checked it was a couple months ago. So I think that was the one. I've moved some stuff around through bags, but I think that was the one that was in here, and I moved in here. So I'm gonna have to test that because that could just be a bad one where the batteries are dying, or that one could be getting bumped on. But LEDs, red, and then white ones. So I should have some AAA batteries too in the car. A little similar thing as this with AAAs for that. So that way I have battery power for it. And I never really cared about headlamps. I always had tactical flashlights until I actually started doing classes. And then you realize how invaluable it is to have light with your hands. Great. So, big water bladder. That's the first one because this is just sitting in here with the Nalgene lid. And that's because that's compatible with the water purifier system I have, which I have a bladder in here too. So, Survive Outdoor Longer, SOL, Survival Medic Kit, shelter, fire signaling, survival whistle. If you needed that for signaling anything, your voice gets pretty weak and dry pretty fast. So having a survival whistle where people can hear it. And this is just their little quick lights and their little match kick and some basic little stuff. Duct tape, that's all in here. I'm a big fan of these little packs that they make. Signal mirror. Those things are awesome if you've gone through the training, through a class, learn how to use them. Earplugs. I already have hearing damage, so I'm always throwing earplugs everywhere. Because also if shit hits the fan, I want to be able to protect my hearing. This was a gift. It's a real small little night vision monocular. So some of my friends, when they're out in the woods doing stuff, there's big furry wild animals that can be around, so using that to be able to see at night. Pretty powerful. A little small monocular, 7 power. Just in case I need to. I have binoculars and all that other stuff, but this is just small little things that go right in here. You start getting into the water purification pocket, food pocket. So this is a different type. This is the Sawyer, which is much better than the survival straws. You can screw it onto your water bottle, you can screw it on here, put it in line of a Camelback bladder or anything. So that with a pouch in here with a syringe so I can clean it. I have different ones, but that's a small little portable one. I have electrolyte tablets, MSR Aqua Tabs, which are the water purification tablets, because filters don't kill everything. Survival candle, Burt's Bees, which is a lip balm, but also you could use this for fire starting. Little micro pack towel. I've liked these. These are like little chamois towels. They get actually pretty big. They absorb a lot. But if I'm trying to soak up water and squeeze it, put it into one of the water pouches and purify it, that's in there. Eye wash solution out here in the desert, dust storms, anything like that. You need to flush your eyes out. Little double fork. Like I said, the syringe for, which is for purging the Sawyer filter. That's all in there. Mountain House. I showed the other one earlier. That one's vacuum sealed because it's for mountain climbers, high elevation. This one's also vacuum sealed, so it takes up less space. Because when you go up high elevation, they actually bloat. So this one just takes up a little less space. It's a little smaller serving, but it's easy to throw in here. Coverage for a schmog head, for neck, anything. Soaking up water, like I said earlier, that would work for it. Little Goal Zero solar panel pack with the battery, with iPhone cables, whatever I need in here. So that way I have battery power. And then I can also plug this to it and charge it. And that way I'm walking, this gets clipped to the outside of my bag, which is why those little clips are there. I can hang it from it. This opens up, charges. You can't use these to charge your phone, because the power output isn't consistent enough. Your phone shuts off. So you use this to charge the battery, and then you can use the battery to charge your phone. I've seen these a few times online. There's different versions now, but this was a little wedget. So this is for sticking under a door, putting on a door hinge so the door doesn't close behind you. There's different ways of doing it. Put it on the hinge on top. So just urban survival stuff if I need to get in somewhere. If I'm using my lock pit set or something and need to get in somewhere and don't want the door closing on me, I have that here. Solo stove, this is the small one. I don't need to go through it, but there's tinder, all the stuff I need, matches, everything, fire starting cubes, all that in here. So this is the real small original one, solo stove. I love that. Small little windbreaker jacket, just if I need to get a little bit out of the environment, a little bit of coverage. It's nice and small and packable, but also if I need to change my my signature, if I'm dressed a certain way and I need to change the way I look real quickly, throwing on a black jacket, maybe does that. Doesn't help necessarily if you're already wearing a black jacket. This is the larger survival bivvy from the Escape Bivvy. This is the OD green one they do. So it's not the high visibility orange. And this is basically just an emergency sleeping bag made out of the emergency blanket material. And it's supposed to be more breathable. Some of the other ones too just don't breathe at all. You sweat. When I was using the one on a camping trip where we needed it, it was so cold we had to pull it out. It was falling apart, it was breaking, and then when they got wet, they weren't working anymore. We were really sweating underneath it. So these are supposed to be breathable, so it's not as bad. Bio wipes, alcohol cubes, so that way for the stove or for anything else. This is a backpack panel organizer. So I'm actually going through all my stuff with the glow sticks, pulling those out, replacing them. But in here is med kit, tourniquet, gloves, stop the bleed kit, the all that treated stuff that you can put on anything that's bleeding, quick clot that's supposed to help stop it, smoke, pistol mags, AR mags, and then the glow sticks I was just kind of filling in space, but I think I was pulling all these out. Yeah, still work a little, but time to upgrade, so or to replenish, I should say. So the problem is, I think when you open these, I found this out afterwards, when you open this from that aluminum foil packet, it starts degrading faster. And then also like these, I was doing green and white and red because I liked having the red. My idea was to have these, like if I could put them down somewhere, red means don't go. Or it's like a flare. If I broke down on the side of the road, I could put red ones out and people know to stay away. And the white ones are much brighter. So I was using those like kind of like as light replacements. But now just to keep it simple, and if you got to replace them every year, every 2 years, just the green seem to still work the longest, and they're really bright. These are the tactical ones too, that have little built-in kind of carabiner to it. And if you're ever in a survival situation trying to signal or anything, just having a glow stick's one thing, but if you put some 550 cord through there, have it hang in and start whipping around in a circle, all of a sudden this little green light that's only a couple inches long, 6 inches, what, 12 inches? No, I'm not gonna do that joke. But putting this on, spin around in a circle, now you have this giant fluorescent light green circle. I mean, it's amazing how bright and how big that is from far away. So if you're trying to signal people, that's pretty big difference just doing that. So instead of just hanging your light up, hoping people see it, or just wiggling around in the air, to actually put 550 cord and whip it around in a circle, like, it'll go a lot further. So that's the Urban Survival Kit. Some of this stuff's going to be getting changed because now it's not just me. There's a family. Maybe I need to put baby supplies in here, diapers, things like that, because if it's a bug out or bug in bag, which really this is kind of a get me home bag, if I'm not alone, then I need to think about the other people with me. So that's why I was going through all this stuff, figuring out what I need to add, what needs to get replaced, what needs to get updated. So that's what I currently have.